What's going on, everybody? Brandon here, back with another action figure review. Super stoked. In front of us, the all-new DC Retro Collection from Spin Master. Target exclusives for Batman Forever, celebrating 25 years since the movie's release in 1995. Very, very excited for these and to dive on in. We've got 4 all-new single-carded figures, and we've got one vehicle, the awesome Batman Forever Batmobile, with the exclusive figure. So excited for this, you guys. Let's dive on in. Taking a look at our figures first, here they are on the round table. $8.99 a piece at Target. Comes in a case of 6. The case that I got had these 4 plus an extra Batman and an extra Riddler. Very, very exciting to find these. Chris O'Donnell is Robin. We've got Val Kilmer as Batman, Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. The exact same scale that they were in back in 95 for the Kenner days. So exciting. Taking a look at the back of the boxes for all of these, this is what we can expect for the style of the packaging. We've got the figure that you get in the box with the biggest picture, the other figures in the wave, and then coming soon Superman, which I believe is Chris Reeve's Superman across the Superman movies. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. And then I'll give you the UPCs for each of these. If you need it, I'll leave the DPCI in the description below so you can hunt these at Target, get the DPCI, give that to the Target worker, and they can hopefully find these and locate them for you. I had quite a hard time finding these. But it was doable. I went to one Target twice in one day. They told me that they had them, couldn't locate them, had to go back again, didn't find them. The next morning I went, and the lady is trying to tell me, no, they're not coming, they're never coming, as she's opening boxes. And then boom, she opens the Batmobile right in front of me and apologizes for being wrong. Says she has to check and make sure they're not street dated. I said, I'm the collector. I know they're not street dated. She says, well, you can collect all you want, but it doesn't mean you're right. And she was wrong. There's no street date on these guys. Very exciting. Went to another Target, had the DPCI for these 4 figures, and voila, here we are. And next, taking a look at the all-new Batman Forever Batmobile. This thing looks awesome. Does it light up? Does it fire missiles? We're going to find out all these things. I'm very excited. And of course, we get the sonar suit Batman with this. 20 bucks at Target. So exciting. So worth it. They come in a case of 2. Only 2 per box. So definitely keep that in mind. If you see it on the shelves and you're contemplating, I would just get it. Get it right away. It looks awesome. I can't wait to see how this stacks up with the previous vehicle from 95. Let's get into it. Here is the UPC if you need it for the Batmobile. And of course, I'll leave the DPCI in the description below. Check it out, you guys. Before I unbox this Robin for you, I happen to have a carded version of Hydroclaw Robin right here. Very, very interesting to see these guys with their packaging side by side. Even the trim on the plastic is like the same. It's crazy. Coloring is so similar. It's just such a blast from the past, and so crazy to see. I got a loose version of Hydroclaw. We'll check him out later with our new one once they're unboxed together, but they really knocked it out of the park with this packaging. Definitely a lot of retro feel. I wish we would have got, accessories and such, but still, nonetheless, really, really cool. If you're a Batman Forever collector, this is awesome. Like, you're totally gonna want these new figures on your shelf or on your wall on display. They look fantastic. All right, you guys, we got everything out of the packaging. These figures look great together. Let's dive on in and take a closer look. All right, and here are our figures out of the box on the turntable. These stands didn't come with them. These are some that I found on Amazon. They work with all of the Batman figures from the 90s, all the Kenner stuff. So I'll definitely include the link to those stands in the description below. Man, these guys look great together. Great out of the box. The colors pop. They look awesome. Of course, I had to dig out the old Batcave from Batman Forever. Awesome backdrop and display. These figures are awesome and such a blast from the past. They look great. Taking a look at Batman, a fantastic rendition we have here, both in the Panther suit style and the sonar suit style from our Batmobile. These guys look fantastic, very exciting. I've got them here with a bunch of their old previous counterparts, so you can kind of see how that looks side by side. They look fantastic in the old Batcave. Of course, I've got Val Kilmer up there by the Bat computer. So a lot of interesting things to notice and take note of. I was trying to figure out which Batmans they reused parts from to make our new one. I think ultimately it's going to be our Blast Cape Batman. He's going to be the winner here. His emblem is not sculpted in, it was just a sticker or paint. So that means that they could do that here and here very nicely, very effectively. And one of the biggest things that I think led me to believe that they used that costume, not only like the chest insignias and emblems on the front and all of that sculpting, but on the back side, the area where Blast Cape Batman ejects his cape is very specific to that figure. So the gimmick for the original Blast Cape Batman, he's got these levers on his sides, and so you pull those levers up and the cape blasts off. And the cape was not reused in any way. I wish, maybe it would have been, or an accessory would have been cool. Some accessories with these figures would have been nice, but that's okay. So yeah, the original figure, he was kind of in this like front forward pose, and these ones had the legs flat, so that way he's like in that static pose. So that's great. We got this sculpted away. We got the levers sculpted away. So you can really see that that they really went the extra mile with this. We got, these are sculpted away. The levers are sculpted away. You can even see like the area where the levers would be, which is really cool. And they're there no longer, which is awesome. The only other difference that I think is that we, instead of having two grab hands, we now have one grab hand and one fisted hand. And then, of course, we've got our articulation in the elbows, or I should say shoulders. So that way the elbows can look like they're coming out to make a proper fist now. I don't think we ever got that with any 90s figure, so that is awesome. But yeah, all in all, very cool design. Very happy to have these guys side by side. They look great. I'm just getting used to that. Oh man, that movement in the shoulders is awesome. But yeah, back here, totally all sculpted away. I'll get in close so you can see that. The area where the missile or cape ejects from has been sculpted away. So that is very nice. And overall, it does look really good. These Batmen are going to fit in great on your shelf if you're a 90s collector. Still, you guys, I'm in shock. I can't believe we got this. I didn't think it was ever going to happen, anything like this. So it opens the doors of possibilities. What else can we get? And boy, oh boy, I can't wait to find out. The articulation in our Batman figures is going to be the same for both of them. They're both the same figure. So we've got movement in the neck, side to side, just like that. We've got movement here in the shoulders, full 360 as usual, but then also we've got the updated shoulder articulation, so the arms do come out, which is awesome. So excited and happy to have that. And then, of course, we've got movement in his legs. They go forward and they go back, which is very nice. The cape is a nice soft cloth goods material. It does not come off like the old school Kenner capes. It's attached, but it's kind of cool. I kind of like that, the way that it sits. We don't have that cuff that we usually do on those old school capes, so that is very nice. We've got the exact same thing here for our sonar suit, so very happy to have this guy in this color scheme. When I was looking for him in the Batmobile box and I didn't see him, I was like, oh man, did I get gypped? He was included in the cockpit of the Batmobile. So take note of that. Don't freak out. He's in there. The only other thing that I'll say, mine looks like he wasn't sitting in there flush. And so one of his ears is a little bent. It's okay. Ultimately, I'm okay with it. But remember that. Take note of that. And they only ship him in cases of 2. So gotta get lucky. Ultimately, overall, you guys, to have these figures is incredible. The fact that they did this for us old school fans is a pretty incredible feat. We never got a normal standard Batman. We never got a Panther suit. The Batman that was advertised the most was this one. And forgive me on my Batman names. I'm still trying to figure them all out. Sonar Sensor Batman. This guy was advertised as the Batman to go with everything, with the big plastic cape and a forward motion for him. It just did not work out right, and he's definitely not a standard Batman. And then we finally did get a Sonar Suit Batman sometime in 96 in a 2-pack with Robin. But his motion and sculpting, he's not able to sit in the Bat chair in the Batcave. You can't put him in the Batmobile. Really, it's a tough one, man, to try to find the right Batman. And here we've got it, and we got both. Spin Master did us a huge huge fix here. They went back in time and corrected something that should have been done a long time ago. We finally got it. So my hat's off to Spin Master. I finally got my Kenner Val Kilmer Batmans from Batman Forever, and boy, are they awesome. Next up, taking a look at our new Robin figure. He looks fantastic. I love the glossy shine on this figure. I think it looks incredible, and it's bright and it pops. It definitely stands out on the shelf among the other Robins. I got all the other previous ones here from Batman and Robin and from Batman Forever. A little mix of both. But overall, they do look really, really nice together. Of course, a dead giveaway which Robin this is. We know it's Hydro Claw Robin because of this sash right here on the side. But there are a lot of differences to go through between these two figures. Of course, I've got him here armored up for you right now, and then I will remove those accessories off Hydro Claw Robin, and we can dive in a little bit deeper. But overall, they do look really good together, you guys. I'm very excited, very happy to have the new figure in our collection. The cape is awesome, not removable, but still a very, very nice thing to have. And overall, just a fantastic, wonderful presentation that we got here for our new Robin figure. And I gotta kind of wonder, like, why would they pick this Robin over any other Robin? And maybe it was somebody's favorite. Who knows? I have my suspicions. Maybe they didn't want to use the cuffs with the spikes, so that could be another one. But man, he looks great. Chris O'Donnell has never looked better as Robin. We got moving in his head side to side. We've got moving in his arms, just like this at the shoulders. He did not get the updated shoulder articulation, so that is interesting why only Batman got it. His legs go forward and they go back just about that far, and that's it. Classic standard 5 POA for Robin. A really, really cool looking figure. So the differences between these two Robin figures, very interesting. Most of it is paint. The sculpt did change just a little bit. Instead of having two open hands, we now have one open hand and one closed fist. So that is very interesting. As far as I can tell from the sculpt, that's the only thing that's changed. These two figures are exactly the same otherwise as far as sculpt goes. Unless you count sculpting for where they had to plug in the port to the cape, then I guess that would also be a differentiation. The rest is all just paint, so you can see what's changed as far as the color scheme goes. Our new one is so much brighter and sparkly. Definitely pops, and it looks really, really good. Ultimately, you guys, I'm so excited and happy to have these together side by side and on my shelf. I've got the old school, really big or long Batcave display set up somewhere up in my man cave, and so I couldn't bring it down here to the review room, but I will definitely be displaying these guys on there. It's going to be awesome. And overall, I just really like the look, the design, and the feel for the figure. It looks great. The Robin emblem is updated, so I'm definitely appreciative of that. And overall, these guys look great together. Robin looks awesome. We've got a couple others that have been my top contenders over time, as far as like the standard Robin figure that you'd use. We have this one that came in the 2-pack with Batman, and then we've got this one, Static Pose Robin, but he does have the spikes, and he came with this thing, I believe, so he could sit in there, and that's why he had to have a static pose for that. Of course, I had a duplicate cape from this guy to put on him, but this really kind of was my go-to Robin, so now, I don't know, he might still be it, but either way, regardless, big Robin fan, very happy to have the new one in the collection, and overall they look fantastic together. Next up, taking a look at Riddler, a fantastic figure. So happy to have a new rendition of this guy. I don't have a lot of Riddlers, especially ones with ease to accessibility. I know there's another version of this old school Riddler, but I couldn't find mine. The main things here that I think you guys need to know are the updates. And boy, do we have some updates. I feel like the sculpt for the new figure overall is bigger. Look at that. That's crazy. And so that's definitely like a scaling issue that I think is nice to have, for our new figure compared to, like with Robin. I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. I kind of thought our new one didn't have a scaling issue until I compared him next to the old one. There's Batman, there's Riddler. Man, maybe our new Riddler is out of scale. That is so crazy. I did not see that at all. But overall, really interesting things to note. We finally got like the correct thing here from the movie displayed on his box for his gimmick. And of course, he doesn't have it now. This one, it had like this big old contraption that you'd attach to his back, and this was part of it. And so we don't have that anymore either. Instead of the arm being outward like this, it's now forward and down and a fist. And then back here, we've got pretty much the same thing going on for the hat and such. None of that looks like it's changed. And then we have, of course, white eyes instead of black eyes now. Overall, though, and the Riddler emblem is now here on the top of the hat. So very interesting. And I'm just really happy and excited to have this guy in the collection overall. We've got more Riddler question marks, I think, this time around, even on the back side of the figure. So that is definitely interesting. And overall, just really happy to have this one. Jim Carrey's got two figures out there on the shelf right now. One's Riddler, one's Robotnik. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. So yeah, overall, there's the differences side by side with the previous counterpart. And the articulation is going to be pretty good. He's got movement in his head side to side. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Moving his head side to side. Mine was stuck for a second. The arms full 360 and the legs forward and back. And that's it. Standard 5 POA. And of course, rocking the loafers. But overall, a really nice figure. Really happy to have this one in the collection. Next, taking a look at Two-Face. Here he is with his previous counterpart side by side. Looks like he stepped right out of 1995 on the shelf. I'm definitely going to have to double take later to make sure I know which one is which. He looks fantastic overall. Of course, heavily drawing more so on his standard counterpart. This one, I think, was a deluxe or two-pack release from later. But the biggest thing here is that we've no longer got the gun sculpted in the hand. It's now just a fist, and the other one was a trigger hand. It's now just a regular hand. Very, very interesting. I think overall these guys are still mostly the same. This hand is definitely way bigger than the old hand. I don't know why that is. Very, very interesting side by side here. I'll show you that. So you can see here the new hand, way bigger than the old hand. I don't know why. But the gun hand looks like it is sculpted correctly now into a fist, and that sizing is a little bit better. Very, very interesting. There's a lot here, even though these are mostly the exact same figure. There's a lot here to go over. So it looks like the black lines on the purple on this side are a completely different pattern, which is cool. I think it looks a lot more like it did in the movie. But then there's like other things that I feel like the old figure did better, like the white collar, which I don't know why we didn't get that on this new figure. Kind of crazy. And then like the bright colored tie. We got a brown tie this time instead of the bright colored tie. So that's interesting. I will say we definitely got a lot better paint on the face this time around. So I'm going to try to go in close there so you guys can see that. Hopefully if it'll focus. There we go. Look at that face sculpt. Our new one looks so much better with the paint apps on the face. It is fantastic. It's a darker hair color. It is still the same sculpt, just painted better. We've got white in the eyes this time. In the old figure, we did not. And on the Two-Face side, it does look better as well. Really, really interesting overall. And then if you check out the back side, you're going to see some big differences there. The coat is actually painted on the back side of our new figure. On the old figure, it is not. Old figure not painted at all. And on our new figure, complete. Very nice. Very happy to have that. On our deluxe figure, we've got the same thing on the back. We've got the purple ends there with the arm and the leg. I will say on this side, it is a little bit better with the dark hair. So I guess that's good to know. And then the only other thing that I think we're missing on our new figure is the silver on the boot, which we don't get. On the old figures, we do have that. So very interesting overall. If you're a Two-Face fan, if you're a Tommy Lee Jones fan, very interesting comparisons here side by side. But overall, I really do like our new figure, and I'm very happy to have him. For the articulation on our new Two-Face figure, he's got movement in his head, side to side, movement in his arms, no updated articulation here for the shoulders, and movement in his legs. Standard 5 POA, they go forward. They don't even go back at all, hindered by the code. But man, at least we got that backside painted. That's cool. That definitely bothered me previously, so I'm happy to have that corrected. Now, the the white bothers me here, so can't win them all, but very happy to have the new figure. I think ultimately he looks fantastic and he's a great addition to the collection. Next up, taking a look at the all-new Batman Forever Batmobile. Here it is on the turntable. It looks awesome. It looks retro. It looks very reminiscent to the previous car. They are two completely different vehicles. There's going to be a lot to go through for that comparison. But overall, our new vehicle does look nice. Here it is without any of the fins plugged in. All right, so for the fins, we get 3 this time instead of 4 on our old one. It was 4. The top one split open into 2. Very thick plastic for the top one, and it just ports right in. So 1, 2, 3 ports. There we go, and it's in nice and solid. And yeah, it looks great. It looks fantastic. I think it looks awesome. The ones on the side, we've got left and right. And I think they say left and right on them. No, they do not. You've just got to kind of know. Let's hope I know left and right. I think that looks right. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just try that. So we'll see if that fits, and it does. Very nice, very easily. And let's see the other side, just like this. Does it fit? Yes, very nice, very easily. Maybe they're the exact same. They took the guesswork out of it for us, so very interesting. These do look very nice, these fins, and they definitely complete that Batmobile look. Of course, it's a big car with the wings. It's going to be tough to display. It always is. There's no two ways about that, but definitely worth it. Oh, it looks like my fin has a little bit of a... Yeah, maybe I'm going to need a heat gun to correct that, because it is just, well, looks okay now. But it was definitely a little bent when it came out of the package, so definitely be wary of that. It does look really nice overall, though. It does roll very easily, so that is nice. The bat emblems are not stuck, in one position. They do move. They do roll. There are no lights, unfortunately. It is translucent blue underneath, so you could definitely shine a light in there, and I'm sure it would light up blue through the car. Maybe we can try that. Here's the undercarriage of the Batmobile. Basically, I think to get us a figure and a vehicle at $20, they had to pull some stops. So yeah, no missile that pops out of here. No lights. The canopy, though, I will say, is very impressive. The old school canopy, it just kind of like flopped open, and then you kind of like mess up the paint here. And so now we have this one that slides open and close, and I think it looks so good. It is awesome. So let's get into some comparisons, and then you can kind of get a better idea of this one versus the old one. But man, overall, this thing is pretty sweet. I really do like it a lot. I think Batman can go in there very nice, very easily. We'll try that now. So here he is, sonar suit Batman, going into the Batmobile. And yep, no problem there. I'm going to try to tuck the cape downward. And yeah, so he fits. Having a little trouble with the placement of his legs. Let's see, can we do it? Man, this is kind of tough, actually. I think it's just the placement of the legs. One of his legs is definitely caught on something. And I think that's because his legs are wider as he sits. So we'll try again. Try to squeeze the legs forward. And try to do it that way. And yep. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Still, though, something is wrong. I'm going to have to, like, try to do some detective work later and figure out what it is. But Batman can fit in there. Um, let's see. Let's see. Raw and unfiltered. You can watch me finagle and finesse a Batman into. I think his foot, the top of his foot, is catching something on the side. And yeah, man, that is weird. Hang on. Holy cow, this was tough, but I finally got him in there flush, so he's like seated all the way down. Of course, his arms are up, his cape is out. This was actually pretty difficult. I think maybe it's just my copy, but it's got something to do with these pegs here on the inside. They stick up. Of course, when Batman sits, he has a wide stance, right? So his legs naturally want to hit those sides. So one leg is always going to want to hit it, and then he's just going to be like stuck sitting like that instead of sitting proper like this. So what I did was I put his arms up, I to squeeze his legs, and then so that way like it's a little bit more like they're not sticking out, and then yeah, then that works. So let's see. I'm gonna try to do it one more time. I'm gonna keep him like this, keep the legs in, keep the arms down. Can we do it? One of the legs wants to catch onto this thing again, so he's sticking out. So unfortunately, my adult hands make this tougher than it needs to be. Still, one of the legs is caught onto something, and Batman doesn't want to sit all the way down flush. So I'm going to try again. And so this is kind of how I got him. Like, they must have just done that and then shoved that down and then put that over that. That's why mine came with an ear bented, because the Batmobile does package with Batman inside the canopy when you get it. So, man, this is tough. Still doesn't want to do it. Oh my gosh. He's gone too far now. But hopefully that's done it. And then I can just bring him up slowly. There we go. Oh man, peace and harmony. Finally. Batman is in the Batmobile. That was hard. I'm going to marvel at this for a minute because it was very hard. There we go. Cool. He can go in there like that now, nice and flush. So for all of you watching, you know what you're in for. Again, maybe it's just my copy, but there it is. And he can be seen in his Batmobile, which is great. That is so cool. I love that. From the side, at an angle, from the front. Of course, dead on, you're not going to be able to see it, but that's really cool. You can see Batman inside the Batmobile. You don't really always get that with Batman vehicles, so very cool. We can see our Batman figure inside the Batmobile, and that looks pretty sweet. I like that a lot. Very cool look. All right, one more time with the fins on, with Batman inside the vehicle. Here it is, and it looks fantastic. Awesome vehicle. Great piece for $20. You really can't beat that. It does display very nicely with the canopy open as well. That's definitely an option if you wanted to go that route. It does look pretty sweet overall. Very happy with this vehicle. All right, so here they are side by side, 2025 and 1995. Some definite differences here, but the scaling is exactly the same. These vehicles do measure the same, front to back, front bumper to the end of the back fin. They're like the exact same size, so that is really cool. I'll give you a view from the front. And then, of course, you know, you can already see the fins split open on our 1995. The fins do not split open on our 1990, or sorry, our 2025. But man, they look really good together, you guys. Our new one does have headlights. Our old one does not. Our old one does shoot a missile, which pops out. Our old one also lights up. So our new one does not have a missile, does not light up. Unfortunately, either the batteries in mine are dead or the function is just not there. But it used to be right back here that you would hit that button and the canopy would light up on the inside. The jet engine exhaust in the back is definitely different. This one is much smaller. This one is huge. Definitely looks a lot more like in the movie. Our old one has blue for the rims with stickers. Our new one does not. It's just printed on, and there's gray behind it. And then probably inside the canopy is another really interesting one that you're going to want to see. So we'll park these guys side by side, and you can see how those canopies open. We've got one that opens like this, slides open. Sometimes it gets stuck. I definitely got my gripes with the new one, but it does slide open, so that is nice. The old one from 1995, it goes open like that. It doesn't even really want to stay open, which is a bummer. And I have our new Panther suit in there, and of course the paint does chip here pretty easily like that, so that's kind of a bummer on the 1995 version. But inside the canopy where the seat is, it does look really cool. There's stickers and a big seat, and of course all of that lights up or is supposed to light up. So that's how the old one for the 95 looked. And then I'm going to do the painful thing of taking Batman out of here to show you this canopy comparison. I really don't want to pull him out just because I worked so hard to get that Batman in there. But the seat is way smaller, unfortunately. And there are no stickers in there. And it does look definitely different. There's a steering wheel, so I'm thankful for that. But yeah, let's see if I can do this for you. Took the canopy off so you can see in there just exactly how these two look. Man, the seat is way bigger in the 95 version versus our new one. So very interesting side by side. And of course, these fins want to come out. These old fins on the 95 version on the side, they have this like, we're going to shoot a gun or a missile feature. So that's why they're supposed to pop up, because they're supposed to shoot missiles. I always thought that was a little tacky, but they don't really shoot anything. They just like to come out easier. So yeah, very, very interesting. Overall, though, really nice and happy to have these guys side by side. Which one do you think is better or more superior? I will say the old one definitely does a lot more stuff. But Batman does display better, I think, in the new one. Because when you close this old one, you can't see Batman clearly in there. And so that's kind of a bummer. Batman, I mean, you can see him definitely like that at an angle, but when you're a kid and you're playing, it kind of looks like this more so. Like his face, you're not really going to see because it's covered like that. But yeah, overall, very cool. Very happy to have the new one in the collection. I'm a big Batmobile collector, so very happy to have this new one. New rendition does display very nicely. All right, comparison time. First up, here they are with each other side by side. All 5 of our new figures from Spin Master for Batman Forever. They look great side by side. Riddler, I think for some reason, I don't know. He's just a little bit bigger than I think he should be. And I'm not sure why. But other than that, they look great together. Next, for a side-by-side comparison of our new Batmans with some previous Batmans from Batman Forever back in the 90s. Here they are side by side. They look great together. Here's another comparison, our new figures with our older ones. The 1995 ones definitely fit in great with these guys. Starting to notice the new ones are just a little bit shorter. It kind of depends a little bit, but overall they do look very nice together. Next up, taking a look at the Batman from the 90s. An awesome comparison. Great to have our new one here. These guys look fantastic together. We've got Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Animated, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. What an awesome thing Spin Master did here. They gave us our definitive. You could even swap it for this one. They gave us a definitive look at Batman Forever. Finally, we got that definitive look. It looks awesome. Next up, here's a comparison of our new figures with the Superpowers figures from McFarlane. They look great with our new Spin Master Batman Forever figures. These guys look great. Next, here's a look with the other Spin Master Batman figures. The first release, the latest release, and the latest mech release. Very interesting to see them side by side. Next, here are some other Spin Master Batman comparisons across different movies. I still can't believe that we got these retro sculpts for Batman Forever. They look fantastic. Next up, for a Robin comparison, here they are side by side, our 95 Robins with our new one from Spin Master. These guys look fantastic together. Here are some more 90s Robins. These guys look fantastic together. Animated series, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. They look fantastic. For another Robin comparison, here he is with some superpowers and, of course, the Spin Master counterpart. Altogether, he does fit in nicely with superpowers. Definitely like in scale with Nightwing. Interesting to see Robin is a little bit of a shorter figure. And of course, Spin Master is just not in scale at all. But overall, these guys do look nice together. Next, here's a Riddler comparison. Our old figures with our new one. Our new one just a little too tall, but ultimately, I'm very happy to have him. He's got an awesome display on his box that is movie accurate, so definitely thankful for that. For another comparison, some other Riddlers I had lying around from the animated series and, of course, from Spin Master. Here they are side by side. Next, a comparison with our Two-Face figures side by side. You can see how they scale. They're pretty much almost exactly the same as far as the height goes, so very minor differences there. Overall, very happy we have our new one. He fits in very nicely with his previous counterparts. And with a couple other Two-Faces that I had lying around, we have Batman Animated and The Dark Knight. Our retro Two-Face is definitely an interesting piece. Very happy to have him. He's definitely a part of that character's history. So overall, I think he looks great with his previous counterparts. Next, for a Batmobile comparison, here is our new one right here. We've got the old 95 next to it, another old 95 RC on the left with no opening canopy, and another RC right here from 95 with an opening canopy. These guys look great together. You got to get the new one if you're a Batman Forever fan. Next, here's the McFarlane and Spin Master counterparts for Batman Forever's Batmobile. Side by side, they look fantastic together. Very happy to have the new one in my collection. And for one more Batmobile comparison, here's our new one with some other previous counterparts from Spin Master. These all fit in together very nicely. All right, you guys, that about does it for this action figure review. Thank you so much for watching. So exciting here. 25th anniversary, 1995 to 2025. We have some awesome Spin Master Batman Forever figures here, some DC retro action, and it's been amazing. So happy and glad to have these figures here. Yes, they can hold the old accessories from the 90s, no problem. So if you are needing some accessories for your figures, you can look back to the 90s for those. $8.99 a piece at Target for the standard figures, 4 of them. And then the Batmobile with Batman was $20. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're going to pick up or pass on these, what you're finding online and in your local areas. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, you guys, the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, all of the support on the channel has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you each and every one of you for all of your support. As I find more new, cool, and awesome stuff, I'll be sure to bring it to you right here. Once again, I'm Brandon. Thanks for watching. So nostalgic after hanging out with these action figures and the retro times from the 90s. I want to leave you with 2 things. Remember, chicks dig the car. And it's Batman, now, always, and forever.